Hi there, Virgos, and welcome to your Make a Wish reading with me, Priscilla B. So, in this reading, you get to make 3 wishes, and each one of those wishes is going to be associated with a Door of Destiny Oracle card. Alrighty. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle up these Doors of Destiny while you think about your 3 wishes. We're going to just stick with one wish first, just to sort of give us an idea of like what your wish is and what it means to you. So take a minute to think about it. All right. So the first wish, we have the Door of Wonder. Awe, amazement, fascination. Wow, mystery, marvel. Okay, so the Door of Wonder here, okay, this explains a lot because your wish is really, it does have a lot to do with curiosity. And speaking of curiosity, we have the Alice in Tarotland cards, and we have the Nine of Coins, Alice in Tarotland. Okay, and there's also the 10 of Wands and the Devil. Okay, so I just feel like, yeah, okay, so 9 of Coins, 10 of Wands, and the Devil. I just feel like with these 3 cards, you're dealing with a conflict between you knowing your value and your worth versus like carrying the weight of someone else, like carrying the pressure of somebody else's emotional stuff. Even though there's no cups here, I feel like the wands are like their messages, their information, like their whole line of communication, their whole life. And the devil is the Jabberwocky, right? If you remember that from Alice in Wonderland, it's kind of like here to say like you have to go through and like you have to like battle this out. Like you're gonna be up against a Jabberwocky here with this. Okay, because your wish is that you're able to be freer, to be more curious, to have more awe, to have more amazement, to have more mystery regarding you, regarding your life, not regarding everybody else's lives, not regarding everybody else's problems and situations. Okay, so looking closer here at this 9 of Coins and the 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands, okay, you're burdened, you're overwhelmed, you have a lot of responsibilities. In its upright position, the 10 of Wands represents burden, overwhelm, and responsibilities. This card symbolizes a situation where you may be carrying a heavy load or shouldering numerous responsibilities. It suggests that you're feeling overwhelmed by the weight of your obligations and are struggling to manage all the tasks and expectations placed upon you. The 10 of Wands encourages you to evaluate your priorities, delegate when possible, and consider whether you're taking on too much. It symbolizes a time where you need to address the heavy burdens you've accumulated. Okay, so the mystery here is not like, okay, you have so much burdens. The mystery here is like what you want. You want to like go out and explore your own type of stuff. Okay, you don't want to be like dealing with other people's stuff. So the devil, okay, that's really going to highlight what you need to do in order to get through this next like phase in your life so that your wish can come true. Okay, temptation, materialism, and bondage. Okay, the devil card symbolizes temptation, materialism, and bondage. This card represents a time when you may feel ensnared by desires, attachments. So it encourages you. The devil card signifies the influence of materialism and the lure of physical pleasures, unhealthy dependencies. It encourages you to examine your attachments and question the things that may be keeping you in bondage. The devil card is a symbol. So pretty much what this means for you is like, that's the 10 of Wands, right? That's that unhealthy attachment that you have. That's that bondage you have okay, where you're weighed down by too many burdens and need to release and let go, okay? That's where the Nine of Coins comes in, okay? Because this is really going to be what helps you go back to what you need to do and go back to your path. There's definitely too many like entanglements with like other people and other people's situations. Okay, so we have self-sufficient, luxury, and abundance. That's what you want to go back to. And luxury doesn't always mean materialism. Sometimes luxury is just like getting into what like gives you a good feeling. Okay. In its upright position, the Nine of Pentacles represents self-sufficiency, luxury, and a sense of abundance and prosperity. This card symbolizes a time when you have achieved a level of financial and personal independence. It signifies a life of comfort, leisure, and the enjoyment of the finer things. The Nine of Pentacles encourages you to relish your accomplishments, bask in the rewards of your hard work, and appreciate the luxuries and comforts that life has to offer. It symbolizes a time of self-reliance and the enjoyment of the fruits of your labor. Okay, so that because you might have the devil here, you might think, okay, overindulgence, dependence, or sense of restriction in your life, that's that devil, right? That's what you're trying to let go of. That's what you're trying to release. This is what brings in your second wish, the door of wisdom, insight, enlightenment, experience, understanding, and intelligence. This is what's going to help you navigate between, okay, wishing for $1,000,000. Okay, yeah, that's going to give me so much financial freedom, like so much money to like support my curiosity and all these different ideas and concepts and adventures I want to have. But you're not really wishing for that per se. Like, yeah, money is great, but you're wishing for something bigger than like the money isn't, it's like it's tied to what's going to help you become more enlightened and have more experiences, and not in like a negative materialistic way either. It's going, like, think of the White Lotus, right, with the rich elitists on adventures, and like they're on a vacation but they're like super like shallow, right? It's not like that kind of thing for you. It's something renewal here. I'm picking up on like a whole new, like, healthier, like supporting your health here. Okay, and then we have the Page of Coins, the Eight of Wands, and the Fool. This is really significant to you, okay, Virgo, this Fool energy, because a lot of people are going to say you're being foolish, when really what you're trying to do is become more wise and wisdom here, and your words and your actions are speaking to a much broader sense of the word of wisdom than just what people say is wisdom, right? Because sometimes people will say, well, I'm older than you, so I'm more mature than you, so I know more than you, I've had lived more experiences. That doesn't necessarily make a person wiser. And we're looking at different aspects here. So the Fool card is kind of that vibe you're getting of like, okay, maybe people are looking at me because I am going down the rabbit hole. I am wondering what the hell's down there. And people are thinking to like, that's a waste of money, that's a waste of time, that's a waste of energy, that's a waste of resources. For you, it's not. Okay? That's why you have your Eight of Wands and your Page of Coins. Because this is going to be like your backup here. This is going to be your support here. When the Ten of Wands is getting too heavy, and you need to let that go because that don't belong to you. What belongs to you is this Eight of Wands. Okay? And this Page of Coins. Okay? So that's the energy you want to get into. So the Page of Coins, ambition, opportunities, and learning. Okay, that's where your wisdom here is coming from. It's like a place of knowledge, a place of learning, a place of educating yourself. That's what you want to invest in. You're not trying to invest in just, the next big, I want to say like mainstream thing that everybody talks about, and like, that. No, you're doing something. It's a bigger concept for you. Okay. It represents ambition, the pursuit of opportunities, and a strong desire for learning and personal growth. This card symbolizes a time when you may be embracing new educational or career opportunities or setting your sights on a goal that requires diligence and determination. It signifies a thirst for knowledge and a practical, down to earth approach to achieving your aspirations. The Page of Pentacles encourages you to be open to new experiences, explore your interests, and take the first steps toward your goals. It symbolizes a time of ambition and the potential for future success through dedication. All right. And then the Fool energy with the Eight of Wands. Okay. So your Eight of Wands are swift progress, movement, transformation. In its upright position, the Eight of Wands represents swift progress, movement, and transformation. That only happens, and I love how there's like unicorns here too, because you are a beautiful unicorn, Virgo. I feel like that only happens when you let go of the Ten of Wands. Okay, you have to just let that situation play itself out. Like you've already done enough. You've already done more than anyone could possibly imagine. And what's happening now is like there's a new door opening for you. And that door is going to really be, it's going to lead you to your third wish. Okay. So once you open the door to wonder, then you're going to be opening the door to wisdom. And then you're going to be opening the door to your third wish. Okay. So events and situations are unfolding rapidly. It suggests that you are in a phase of dynamic change and that things are moving swiftly toward their culmination. The Eight of Wands encourages you to embrace the momentum, go with the flow, and seize opportunities as they come. It symbolizes a period of transformation, creative energy, and the swift realization of your goals. All right. Now, the Page of Coins, okay, the Eight of Wands, and the Fool, okay. So the Fool is ground zero, okay? It's the start. The Fool's journey, okay? This is often seen as the narrative of the Fool's journey. You're creating your own narrative here, your own story. A symbolic representation of an individual's path from naivety and innocence to the spiritual enlightenment, okay? And what? Okay. The spiritual enlightenment. Yeah, exactly. All right, you're starting to see the material, shallow things that no longer are serving you, and you want to break free from that. Each card in the sequence reflects a crucial life lesson or archetype that one encounters on their journey towards self-discovery and personal growth. And that archetype, you could say, is your shadow queen energy, okay? Which I feel like you're stepping out of that shadow. You know, the shadow queen, like, she serves her purpose to helping like motivate you into a certain aspect or a certain degree, but then it's also kind of like playing into like devilish energy too, because you want to be this like boss bitch, like you want to be this like awesome like CEO of your career field, right, of your industry or something like that, but you have to first take the first steps. And if you're only seeing the end result, you're not paying attention to the steps that are there before you to get you there. Okay? So the Fool is kind of like, let's start at ground zero. Let's start from scratch, right? We don't need to let's just pretend for a second that we know nothing, right? That we're new to this, like we're just been born, okay? New beginnings, freedom, and spontaneity. In the upright position, the Fool embodies the spirit of new beginnings, freedom, and spontaneity. Okay, what better story and character? And I feel like Allison herself is kind of like an archetype of innocence, right? You have the doe, which is the symbol of innocence. So she's kind of just like this child starting out with all this wonder and all this curiosity. And then as she gets through her journey, she becomes wiser and wiser. And now she's learning. And now she's educated, right? On like life and all these different meanings and symbols of life. Okay? This card marks the start of a transformative journey symbolizing a clean slate, unburdened by past experiences. The Fool is unafraid to take risks, explore uncharted territories, and embrace the unknown with a childlike curiosity. It encourages you to follow your instincts, trust your inner wisdom, and embark on a path of personal growth and enlightenment. The Fool represents a leap of faith and a reminder that sometimes you need to step into the void to find your true purpose. And the void is the black hole. and down the rabbit hole you go, okay? So there you have it. And what you find there is going to be your third wish. So your third wish, okay? So once you've opened the door to wonder, once you've opened the door of wisdom, then you get your third wish, okay? And that is the door of healing. And it says here, recovery, restoration, renewal, rehabilitation, and comfort. Okay, so that brings us to the Two of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the Magician. Okay, so yeah, the Two of Wands, that's you looking out and seeing what journey, what the journey is ahead of you. Okay, Seven of Cups, this is about your illusions, what it is you want versus what it is that you already have versus what it is that you think you have but you actually don't, kind of sort of situation. I love how Alice is reaching for like the cupcake. That's like the best right there. And the Magician. Okay, the White Rabbit is the Magician, which is interesting. I would think like the Mad Hatter would be the Magician, but okay. So the Magician, this is number one. So after you've kind of started this whole new beginning, the Magician comes into play, and that's manifestation, power, transformation. In its upright position, the Magician embodies the transformative power of manifestation. This card represents your ability to harness the energy of the universe and bring your desires into reality. The Magician signifies a time of immense potential where your thoughts, intentions, and actions are aligned to create profound change. It encourages you to tap into your inner resources and talents, shaping your destiny with focus, confidence, and willpower. The Magician card reminds you that you have the tools to turn your dreams into tangible achievements. And your wishes are dreams, like they're dreams coming true. You're wishing for something to come true. The Seven of Cups is like the best like version of that in the tarot. It's like these are your wishes, right? Because honestly, wishes can be illusions, and sometimes you get your wish, like they say, be careful what you wish for. Like I feel like for you, you're kind of exploring all that. And it's the card of manifestation as well. Now, going to the Two of Wands, okay, because obviously you've let go of all the burdens that you no longer need to carry around with you. Now you're only accepting responsibility for things that are actually going to be like you're going to actually be able to like take care of and maintain, and you're willing to do that. And then the Two of Wands is kind of like that starting off point, okay, for the journey and the exploration. So let's see, Two of Wands. Planning, choices, and vision. Okay, the Two of Wands represents planning, choices, and the pursuit of a vision. This card signifies a moment of decision and contemplation, where you stand at a crossroads holding the world in your hands. It encourages you to explore your options, expand your horizons, and envision your future with clarity. The Two of Wands symbolizes the power of choice and the potential for embarking on a new journey. It invites you to make decisions aligned with your long-term goals and aspirations. And that's the Seven of Cups. Okay? The Seven of Cups is also about choice. Okay? So, interesting. Okay, so let's take a look here at the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is all about choices. It's about illusions and it's about imagination. The Seven of Cups represents choices, illusions, and imagination. This card signifies a moment when you may have various options or dreams to consider, each with its own allure. The Seven of Cups invites you to explore your fantasies, desires, and creative visions. It symbolizes the power of your imagination and the potential for making choices based on your dreams. This card encourages you to take a closer look at your aspirations and consider the possibilities before you, but also to remain grounded in reality when making decisions. Okay, and it looks like Alice chooses the cupcake, which I love that. Okay, there's the magician, the white rabbit, and wand. There's cards. There's a girl with a heart on her head. There's a pocket watch, a griffin, and a crown. And Alice goes for the cupcake, which I feel like is like more about like, you know, like a cupcake. When you think of a cupcake, you don't think of like something like healthy or health wise, but I feel like it's all about healing you like emotionally. Like cupcakes are so cute and amazing, and there's so many different variations. You can do like different frostings, different batters, different fillings, different decorations. It's like you expressing your own inner child, because cupcakes I feel like are like such a child memory of nostalgia of just like trying your first cupcake. It's just a mini cake and it's all yours. You don't have to share. So I feel like for you, that is just like the whole like vibe here from your healing. It's like this is something that belongs just to you. It doesn't belong to anybody else. And that brings you comfort. Okay. So looking at all of this, I'm now going to draw from my atomic tarot. Oh, and I wanted to get some empath soul cards for you as well. So let me do that first. We have the Ace of Swords, all about clarity. The Nine of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Hermit, and the Wheel of Fortune. Page of Cups, Queen of Cups. Wow, Queen of Wands, and the Lovers. Okay. All right, so really what this comes down to, okay, with this Ace of Swords is clarity. All right, and the Nine of Swords being like a time of like duress or nightmares. But again, you know, like sometimes you have to like see that in order to really understand how to move forward from that. Okay, so yeah, the Ace of Swords is new ideas, vision, and breakthrough. Okay, and the Nine of Swords, fear, worry, and anxiety. The Three of Swords is sadness, grief, and trauma. And then we have the Hermit and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so this is sort of like your light at the end of the tunnel. This is your way out of all that, seeing your fortune, seeing everything unfold before you. And the Hermit, so this is wisdom, solitude, and introspection. And then the Wheel of Fortune is change, cycles, and destiny. The Page of Cups, okay, inspiration, creativity, and playfulness. All right, and this is something that's enlightening you and inspiring you. And then we have the Queen of Cups, okay, and we have the Queen of Wands and the Lovers. Okay, so the Queen of Cups, compassion, nurturing, and kindness. The Lovers and the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands, okay, confidence, charisma, and courage. And the Lovers, relationships, ideas, and choices. Okay, So that being said, your atomic tarot is going to tie this all in so you know where you're headed next, which I feel like once your creative passions are being supported and you're feeling that support, a soulmate connection comes through here for you. Or maybe it's just self-love, you know, maybe it's just a reflection of you giving to yourself, so you're seeing what you're about to receive because of that. So we have the Page of Discs, and we have the Swords ending. Okay, so wow, Swords ending and Page of Discs. So yeah, okay, Swords and ending. This must be the Ace of Swords that comes through here. Yeah. All right, so the Ace of Swords is the ending, the root of the power of air, awareness, seed of an idea, standing out, surprise, inventing, sudden inspiration, eureka. And the Page of Discs. Birth of Earth, creative naivety, trust, and awe. So there you have it. Okay, you're coming back to your original wish, which is the wonder. So as long as you keep that wish going, you keep manifesting that, the rest of the wishes are going to just naturally come true because you're keeping that sense of wonder about you. You're not losing that. And that is something that's like very much rooted and tied into your, like this first original seed you planted, I feel like years and years and years ago. And you're like, you were, I feel like you were kind of like self-doubting yourself a little bit. But now that you've like released all of that, you're, and everybody else's stuff too, you're able to start to regain what you originally, you know, came up with, what wish you originally wanted, your original wish, you know. Okay, and now I'm just gonna pull for you a Mystic Whispers card. Proceed with caution. The path has stones, but your steps are nimble. There you go. All right. So, oh, and a crow card, real quick. I'm just gonna get you a Shadow Crow Oracle card as well. Ooh, Destiny. Destiny, Virgo. Follow the path that aligns with your true purpose and aspirations. It unfolds your unique journey. All right. That is my messages for you, my message for you, the 3 wishes. Love and light always, Virgo. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button. Take care now. Love and light always. Bye.